In 1950, a 19-year-old named Tom Wilde Williams watched his movie. One person.
These are the longest prison sentences in history. So a Thai woman named Mw3 was sentenced to 141,000 years in prison for corporate fraud related to a pyramid scheme.
Hostile FAE, taking effective fire! Take it out.
He grabbed it and held it with ease. Then the teacher told him to keep holding it. A few minutes passed, and his arm started to tighten. After half an hour, it began to ache. Then the pain shit. By the end of the period, his arm was shaking. He could barely keep it out. And the weight never changed. It was still just 1 pound. The longer he carried it, the heavier it felt. The teacher explained, thinking about a problem moment is manageable. If you carry that stress in a day, carry it for years, and it can break you. And because of she handed him a 1 pound weight, and he laughed. He had been watching her. He grabbed it and held it up in front of him with ease. Then the teacher told him to keep holding it. A few minutes passed, and his arm started to tighten. After half an hour, it began to ache. Then the pain shifted. By the end of the period, his arm was shaking. He could barely keep it out, and the weight never changed. It was still just 1 pound, but the longer he carried it, the heavier it felt. And that's when the teacher explained, thinking about a problem moment is manageable. If you carry that stress in a day, it'll drain you. Carry it for years, and it can break you. Because you never said it in bed. She handed him a weight, and he
Making effective fire. Objective Bravo secure. Charlie is compromised. Securing Bravo. Hostile SAE near your position. We're taking Charlie. Bravo secure. Hostile incoming. Losing Alpha. Alpha. Enemy taking Bravo. We're taking Alpha. Enemy UAV active.
I'm not here. Doctors allowed. There we go.
Securing Bravo. Securing objective Alpha.
Closing tactical.
Bravo neutralized. Securing objective Charlie. Taking Bravo. Enemies taking Alpha. Securing objective Bravo. Target sighted.
Doctors allowed.
Taking Bravo.
Now we're even.
Bravo. Enemies taking Bravo.
Closing tactical.
We're taking Bravo. Securing objective Bravo. We're taking Bravo.
I'm not your friend.
Bravo secure. We're losing Alpha.
Doctors allowed.
Securing Bravo.
Closing tactical.
Securing objective Charlie. Enemy taking Bravo. Objective Bravo is compromised. Securing objective Charlie.
Taking fire.
We're taking Bravo.
Doctors allowed.
Control Bravo. Mission failed. Return to base.
And yet again. I need rechambering speed. It needs to be faster. It takes too slow to get a second shot off.
One minute remaining.
still gonna make another video on that. Wise, like ridiculous. Only a short. You know that's confusing.
Switching sides. Search and destroy.
That's obviously not true.
Set up security around the objectives.
Moving here.
Secure. On to the next. Search and destroy. Keep the enemy off the objective.
Dude, where's my car in the movie?
Hostile looking.
Moving.
One minute remaining. You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Side. Search and destroy. 141. Plant a charge on the target and level it. You've secured the device.
Moving here.
We're planting at Alpha. Friendly mosquito deployed. Device in place. Countdown starting.
Kill me that fast.
Our device was disarmed. We lost that round. Prepare for the next one.
Oh yeah.
Search and destroy. Move in and detonate the target.
And not to mention, you do realize
Friendly UAV on station.
the women with the most amount of money get the. Yeah? Yeah.
We're planting at Bravo. in. Set containment.
Not yet. Yet.
Round secure. On to the next. Switching sides.
It's just weird and not a reason.
Search and destroy.
Yes.
Set up security around the objectives. Final minute. Hostile UAV in the area. They planted at Bravo. Bomb site is still hot. Move fast. All operatives, bomb defused. You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Search and destroy.
Don't do it.
Keep the enemy off the objective.
Moving to my mark.
Friendly cruise missile deployed. Minute remaining. Friendly UAV online. Bomb secure. Multiple threats on target. Solid work. The mission's complete. Good work.
Listen. Because when you realize it really Some mean.
Search and destroy. Watch the objectives. Set up security.
Moving this way.
Moving this way.
Affirmative. Flanking here.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
Moving this way.
Search and destroy. Defend the objectives.
Moving this way. Flanking here.
Dang it.
Round secure. On to the next. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Plant the charges and demolish the object. Friendly UAV online.
Moving this way.
Friendly mosquito deployed.
Flanking here.
Flanking here.
I think this is going to be the last video.
We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Search and destroy. Place the charge. Detonate the target.
Moving this way.
The round is lost. Focus on the next one.
Well, take the morally correct action. But I think that in virtue of, just the means in which you have to take to, I guess, bring about that action, I think that you should
Search and
have
destroy.
something to feel that. But on a deontological view or utilitarian
Watch the
view,
objectives.
I
Set
mean,
up
if you
security.
quote unquote just did the right thing, you
Flanking
have
here.
no reason to feel that. No. You just follow the same
Moving
duties
this
you're
way.
supposed to follow.
We lost that
I
round.
just think that
Prepare for the next one.
myself, but like, she's been talking about marrying and like having kids outside and inside of it. Nobody said anything about that.
some people don't understand if they're
Search and
everything else.
destroy.
Next to me is actually better because at least she can trap.
Defend the
She just
objectives.
talks too much. You're usually making shit up in your head.
What was
The
that?
round is lost. Focus on the next one.
If you're struggling to get out of the panel, then you don't even up if you don't know how to get out of the panel. bro, I'm 9 cans of beer deep and I'm okay tracking. Like, what's wrong with you?
Switching sides.
Foster care people want to be reunited with their children.
Search and destroy.
Well, he said that's false when he said that kids can go into foster care when, you know, their only guardian is very, very sick. That's actually quite reasonable of a statement.
Yeah, not everybody. I think the sad reality is not everyone has a family that can help them out.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, when I was young, I almost was separated from my mother when my stepdad passed away because she's very ill herself. But thankfully, we were able to stay together. But you know, it's quite common in these cases actually, because you're not able to look after them physically, you know. Bro, I'm literally 9 cans of beer deep and I'm doing better than these people. This is insane.
Drink Jack, it's not virtuous.
I'm spending time with my brother. We sort of just went out.
I'm just teasing.
Well, you know, it's not like I do it all the time. Like if I was a total drunk, then I'd understand it. But it's like, I was spending time with my brother. Like he hadn't got out from the house anymore.
Plant the charges and demolish the objectives.
Yeah, no, it's like the end for me. So.
Lost Chloe and everyone.
I'm back.
Oh, that's a brilliant.
Flanking here.
Yeah, bro, like that makes me want to get.
Usually, a debate will go well if you track the conversation. There's my advice to you, whatever your fucking name is. I don't really care.
I helped him get out, but like, Lord, you couldn't just answer my question. All I did.
I'm sure in any first world country, there's a wait list to adopt babies. Like, obviously not in places like the Congo, but in any first world country like Canada, the United States, Australia, the UK, there's obviously going to be a huge waiting list.
Well, yeah, I think the average waiting time is something like 3 to 5,
1 minute remaining.
maybe 6 years. I don't actually remember. But at least in Europe, it's something like 3 to 5 years waiting list.
Yeah, developed nation.
My kitten is trying to unfold alive by herself, guys. She keeps pressing buttons.
Hey, sorry, guys.
Moving this way.
By himself.
You wait.
Viper trying to control the line by himself.
30 seconds remain.
Come on.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
I care about that. I usually
Search and destroy.
in the moment getting hit.
Place the charge. Detonate the target.
A minute long, just people shouting.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck is going
And
on?
I don't know if they were even shouting. Like, they're just asking nonsensical questions that wasn't related to the debate.
Friendly UAV on
And I'm
station.
just to say, from a biological perspective, it's a hard fact. It's like it's even a liar.
Oh yeah,
Explain my claim, you stupid.
the fella who says, he was so confident.
I don't care if it is or isn't human. I was just saying, biological fact or not.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be my first question, because
whoever that fella was with the car on his profile picture, he was so confidently wrong. He went to check ChatGPT, found out he was wrong.
Round secure. On to the next.
You know, it's like, you know, if you're wrong, just change your mindset. You know, I'm wrong. It's not.
explain it to me so it makes sense. But just to be clear, tell me the whole thing.
Switching sides.
It's just like it's like a feline.
Search and
It's
destroy.
feline and alive. Like, I'm not claiming either are people. I'm just saying
Watch the
from a biological
objective. Set up
standpoint,
security.
it's feline and alive, just like a fetus is human and alive.
Well, yeah, you can make that argument to make sense. It's just like, you have to actually understand the biological facts.
Yeah, the pro-choice I got it. But just to be clear, tell me to look at that cat that wasn't listening.
They like say like if your cat is pregnant or like the feline fetus is not alive, like usually they kind of start understanding when you put it that way.
Speaking of cats.
Flanking here.
Oh,
Moving this way. Flanking here. Cancel last.
Yeah, that's a cat, guys.
Bravo.
Moving this way. Movement here. Disregard.
Yes.
Flanking here.
I like cats. This one's still we should never asleep. Should stand there until that's not making it angry. Yeah, it's not tough for them to comment. Did anybody say that? Yeah, this little dude though. Look at that dude. Look at that dude. Oh wait, look at that.
You know, it's too late. It's too late.
We lost that round. Prepare for the next one.
Stay so. Listen,
Chill out.
I love cats.
Search and destroy.
I know they have a McDonald's name, but we all
Defend the objectives.
like cats. So they just want.
That's no McDonald's menu there.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really eat taco. Hey guys, how do we feel about the people from Quebec?
Quebec.
You hate Quebec? You hate Quebec? I hate French people.
We all hate the block was far even worse than the region French. No, but the block in Canada are 100 times worse than the Parisians. They're like the hillbilly French.
They ask
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
Listen, they sound like. Listen, here's what French Canadian.
It's pretty accurate.
Switching sides. Search and destroy.
Kevin, I thought we were friends. Why are you doing that?
Blend the charges and demolish the objectives.
Probably like most everyone.
I make sure I read that shit. Except for the terms and services for like apps and stuff. Like, yeah, whatever.
It is literally impossible to read all of that. They said somebody once broke it down once. They basically broke it down to like this, to where the average read time for terms of service is about 5.3 hours. So they're like, everybody's like, there's no way everyone's reading terms of service of literally anything. Go about 5 hours. Hey, what is that? Hey, 3 hours to read this? All like nobody's got that.
Round secure. On to the next.
ICE kept leaving and coming back until she signed. They did that for hours. She also wasn't allowed a lawyer present. Okay, well, if that was going on for hours, she had time to read it, dummy. What? Are you sitting in a room with a document you're supposed to sign and don't read it for hours?
Place the charge. Detonate the target.
Hey, yo.
Friendly UAV online.
Hey,
How you not doing?
just talking about raves, talking about extinct
Hostile UAV in the area.
baby
You
panda
secure the
jeans.
device.
I was in there.
Flanking here.
Oh, I see you changed the subject. Oh no, I was just showing him this pop. Oh, okay. Got that. Okay, well, this should be interesting.
Moving this way. Cancel last. Disregard.
I don't like this pop anymore, Tony. You get real maniacs.
Setting device on alpha.
Give it
Stand
to
by.
me. Send it to me. Send it to
Final
me.
minute. Bomb planted.
Whenever there
Set
was a
containment.
rage bait crime, that
All
was it.
hostiles
Oh
neutralized.
yeah, they get mad
Excellent
when
work.
they get angry with
The mission is complete. Good work.
especially when he transracial. Oh my. Oh
Oh yeah, you were. What's hilarious as hell is when like people like you fail to, and you guys are all fucking and stuff like that. Like, oh my god, man. So hilarious. I mean, yeah, it's funny too because the first time I did it, I was just dude, I'm like, conservative, black accidents. I think this shit is funny as fuck. Right? So I was like, they get the joke. They understood the assignment. All right? Trust me, they're probably laughing their asses off right now. And they're like, oh, how could you make fun of this and that? I was like, bro, Richard Pryor, Bernie Mac, freaking D.L. Hughley, right? Just to name a couple of, yeah, Chris Rock. Dude, how many black comedians make fun of white folks? You're telling me you can't take a little joke in your direction? Like, really, man? Like, come on now. Relax, dude. Come on now. People make fun of white people all the time.
The hypocrisy, though, that gets me is the hypocrisy of trans women, mostly, that, say that you can't say that. Transracial is not the same thing. Yeah, it is. It's quite literally the same thing. I don't understand how they could have the nerve to say, well, what Rachel, what's her last name? Rachel Dollar, whatever her name was. What she did was wrong. But what trans women do is okay.
Like, you could tell them something, it's not relevant to their life. Like, with the three branches. I cannot see, bro. Miro borroso. Es.
Oh, that's prototype.
Search and destroy.
Yeah, I'm still trying to do that on my
141,
PlayStation. It's
plant
not
a charge on the target and level it. You've got the bomb.
Moving. Hasta luego.
The round is lost. Focus on the next one. Search and destroy. Move in and detonate the target. You've secured the device.
Moving here.
Moving to my mark.
Cancel that.
Setting device on Alpha. Stand by.
I should have planted it.
Final minute.
Shoot,
Round
shoot.
secure. On to the next. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Set up security around the objectives.
Moving here.
Moving. Moving here.
detected at Alpha.
Moving here. Cancel that. Moving here.
Be advised, enemy bomb is still active. Move to defuse. Bomb disarmed. You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Search and destroy. Keep the enemy off the objectives.
Moving here.
To my mark.
Round secure. On to the next. Switching sides. Search and destroy.
I just whacked them.
141. Plant a charge on the
And sometimes
friendly
there's a
UAV
one
on
hit
station.
kill. Other times.
You've got the bomb.
Moving here. Spot an enemy. Moving here.
Moving.
Moving here.
Moving here.
Moving here.
We're planting at Alpha. You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
Moving to my mark.
Search and destroy. Move in and detonate the target.
Outlets. Half of the outlet outlet.
You've secured the device.
Moving here.
We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Set up security around the objectives. Friendly UAV online.
Moving here.
Focus on the next one. Search and destroy. Keep the enemy off the objective.
I spot an enemy.
Sounds available.
Only you remain. Finish the mission.
Dang it.
We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy. 141. Plant a charge on the target and level it.
Moving here.
Moving.
Moving here.
The round is lost. Focus on the next one. Search and destroy. Move in and detonate the target.
Moving here.
Enemy UAV active.
Moving here.
Lag down.
One minute remaining. Seconds remain. Setting device on Alpha. Stand by. Device in place. Countdown started.
Not interested. Not interested.
Round secure. On to the next.
Sorry, I'm just not interested.
Search and destroy. 141. Plant a charge on the target and level it. You've got the bomb.
Moving to my mark.
Moving to my mark. This area has been looted.
Mission compromised. We failed.
Sounds good.
It responds using tone.
Oh, wait. Okay. No, no, no. Oh, my.
I like it explaining it.
Let's use them. Look. Just because it. I completely forget his name.
Closing tactical.
Neutralize hostiles. Grab their flags to win. We've taken the lead.
Tactical out. Tossing tactical.
See, if I got the second shot off, I would be.
Tactical out. There we go. Tossing tactical. I'm hit.
Friendly Mosquito active. Hostile UAV.
Tactical out. Switching backs. it up! Tossing tactical!
Friendly UAV on station.
On your six.
Tactical out! Enemy KIA.
Ready to deploy.
Taking fire! Breathing fast here!
Touch one.
Requesting recon at my location. Loading fresh mag.
He is a friendly UAV online. Standing by. Hostile counter UAV overhead.
Drop the mark. Send it. Getting lit up. Took that out of commission. Tossing tactical.
RTB at this time. You're halfway. Mission complete. Finishing.
Tactical out.
Kill confirmed. Enemy UAV active.
Tossing tactical.
Hostile Guardian has been deployed.
Tactical out.
Friendly cruise missile approaching target. Notch one.
Hostile eliminated.
Online. Friendly VTOL inbound.
Tossing tactical.
Kill confirmed. Hostile UAV in the area. Attack secure. Kill confirmed. We've secured the field. Mission accomplished.
I'll be right back. But like, it's not. It's not. It's not. Just listen. You clearly did. A follow-up video to a video I recently made. As I told you, I showed you like just the image. I got baby formula for a second time for doing nothing but existing, basically. And I wanted to elaborate more, add more. It's not going to be a full-length video, but a short video, of course. Why? When pro-choicers say there aren't enough resources for women, I just scoff. It's like it's not taken seriously. And if you had social safety nets, abortion would go down. I mean, maybe yeah, like in the UK. I know the UK and Canada have lower abortion rates per capita than America. I know that. But that would just be a correlation causation fallacy to say that because, social safety nets, abortion will go down. I mean, abortion will also go down if you ban it. If you make it illegal, it'll also go down. Right? I have no intention of restricting abortion. I think it should be completely eradicated from society. Why would you want to live in a society... If you think abortion is murder, right? Why would you want to live in a society that sanctions murder by the state, right? I would rather have the society where it's illegal than the society that, like, they add social safety nets. Which, by the way, there's no reason why it's not mutually exclusive. Whenever you ask pro-choicers this, they panic. Why can't you ban abortion plus add all these social safety nets? Right? Because, like, if you actually go, these people have no interest in these social safety nets. The amount of time it takes to Google Planned Parenthood is the same amount of time it takes to Google, hey, what to do if I'm pregnant? I want to keep this child. I need resources to help raise a child. That's how easy it is. If you go to abortion clinics, people are pleading with these women to spare their children. They will adopt these children for you. They still don't care. They don't care. They're going to kill the child. Has nothing to do with resources. Not to mention, if you are unable to take care of the child, you can always give it up for adoption, at least in America, right? So, and I heard someone in a live say not everybody has families to help them. I agree, that's unfortunate. But there are people who do have families to help them. So, you mean to tell me if you can't help raise your child, you don't have parents, you don't have cousins, brothers, sisters? Like, again, I don't expect every single person on planet Earth to have family members, but it's goofy and ridiculous to assume that no one on planet Earth has help from their family. I could make this much more in-depth, of course, but I think to say, if you add social safety nets, abortion is going to decrease. Again, it should be eradicated from society, not decreased. Like, our country should not sanction this whatsoever, right? And I'm fine. You take away the resources away from Planned Parenthood. They receive almost $1 billion in taxpayer taxpayer dollars, right? Let's give it to those crisis pregnancy resources and all these things. But pro-choicers, they don't have no intention of doing that. They just want to make more excuses to allow abortions. If you saw the not so erudite debates, right? Like, she was making excuses. Well, if all of these resources existed, I might be considering maybe decriminalizing it, jibber jabber. It's like they have no intention of lowering it down. America, you have all these private organizations. I received this baby formula. I did nothing but just exist, and I got it. That's how easy it is to get resources. Could have been much longer.
1 minute remaining.
I followed a video to a video I
Moving this way.
30 seconds remain.
Flanking here.
Setting device on Bravo. Device in place. Countdown started.
Moving this way.
Friendly UAV online.
Like, look at this.
Okay, Candace.
Round secure. On to the next.
Virtually, I can't remember though. So you're looking at bad memory. I'm pretty sure mine. Bro, just call me Green.
Inside.
Alright, I'm literally pro-choice.
Search
Are
and
you?
destroy.
No, you're not.
Set up
I remember
security
you.
around the objective.
I'm gonna go step into pro-choice.
It's one of the worst maps in the game.
Is this 18 plus because I want to join? You can join for pro-choice. You don't know me. I've let you on my parents before.
Enemy movement.
I literally. What is pro-choice? I believe that abortion should be accessible in majority of cases. Hi, Mr. Press. Hi, Sam.
Final minute.
Thank you for the ice cream cone. Ice cream, yummy. I'm gonna start saying yes. Hello, Noah.
Hello.
How are you pro-choice?
No, pro-choice.
No, you are pro-choice, for sure.
No, I ain't pro-choice.
You're
I'm a
pro.
Candace. I'm pro.
Okay,
30 seconds left.
well, thank you for coming up. I'm just looking for opposition.
Friendly precision airstrike inbound.
That should have been a kill right there.
Opposition, guys, please. I'm gonna start doing what Divine Order does. We might have some. They have a monster high profile picture, so. Hello? Hello? Can I be heard? Are you pro-choice? Yeah. Okay, what's the argument that leads you to a pro-choice conclusion?
This way.
Just people who cannot.
Probably shouldn't use anecdotal evidence.
Or in most cases anyway, there are children who are not able to take care of a child, and maybe they should have the abortion because you wouldn't want to bring a child into this world if you know you cannot properly care for it. Well, one, that's not most, and two, you said there's an obligation for the mother to take care of the child. The obligation is they have the kid. I mean, so if a mother has a kid, if a mother has a kid, then they're obligated to take care of their kid. They should be. Why would you have a kid and not take care of it? Because you can still want their life to be preserved, even if you don't have the capabilities of taking care of them. Well, that makes you unresponsible as a parent. No, it would make you most virtuous to give that child to someone who can take care of it than to unalive it. So why do you resort to murder, Purple? It's not murder if the child is not alive. Okay, which murder? What are you talking about, schmurder? What is that? Yeah, what is schmurder? I have this one for myself. Maybe yes. Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah, it's not schmurder if the child is not alive. Okay, but didn't answer my question. I said, what is schmurder? How are you going to ask me that when you said it first? So can you elaborate what it is? Yeah, you said it's not, I said because it's schmurder. You said it's not schmurder, so I'm asking you, okay then, what is schmurder? What is it? Mm-hmm. If it was a living, breathing thing, you go and you unalive it. Well, one, offsprings in the womb, they are living and they are breathing. So, but they cannot live off of not being dependent on the mother. If that child, or let me not even say child because it's not alive, like I said, if that mother was to be like unalived, or if it was to, you know, I don't know what words I can say on here. I guess die in his sleep or whatever. The child will go along with the mother. It's not.
That's literally treating as alive. Dependent does not mean out.
So do you give a cutoff? What are you talking about? Then do you give a cutoff? That's the question I asked you. Elaborate on what that means. What do I need to allow? Do you give a cutoff for abortion or purchase on 9 months?
All operatives, bombs in the loop. You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
I feel like that question doesn't make sense. Could you say it in a different way? Why doesn't it make sense? You just said we should be able to unalive her offspring because it's dependent on her, so I'm asking you, then do you give a cutoff? Like for how long you should wait until you can't have it no more? Yeah, like a cutoff for abortion. Are you approaching this on by months? Or what? On by months? I mean, no, because at the end of the day, I mean, technically, medically, it's not possible after a certain amount of time you can't abort the baby anymore. So, not true. It's not true. So you're telling me you can't abort a baby if it's 7 months about to come out?
Yes.
Only you remain. Finish the mission.
Right. I mean, they do it now. Okay. So do you give a cutoff, yes or no? I would say no. Because I stay. Okay, then you don't actually care about dependency then. So I don't know why you said that. How does that mean I don't care about dependency? Explain. Because you just said that this offspring, the mother should have the right to unalive this offspring because it's dependent on the mother. But there is a point where it's viable, but you still think that it should be unalive because you said you're pro-choice on 9 months. So you don't actually care about that. But let's say, even then, why should the mother be able to unalive the offspring if she put into a state of dependency? Because it's her body, like, it's in the name pro-choice. If she wants to make that decision, she should be able to make that decision without anybody judging her for it. Because we are going to judge. No, we are going to judge. So, can a woman do whatever she wants with her body and it needs to? Yes. Okay, can a woman walk into a bank with 50 people in the bank and she puts a bomb up her anus about to detonate? Can the bomb squad come and forcefully remove it from her anus or no? Because she wants it in her body and it's her body choice. You just used an example about a bomb. Like, that's not... I'm sorry. That cracked me up. I'm sorry. But, oh my gosh, I mean, technically that wouldn't even be possible. The bomb would kill her. If it's about to detonate, they wouldn't even be able to take it out her butt. Like, she's gonna die. So what are you talking about? I mean, I don't know. Like, scenario.
Destination confirmed. Sending in a team to cover out for now. On to the next.
This bomb detonates. It is going to unalive her, and it's going to unalive all the people in this bank. She goes into this bank, and the bomb squad can forcefully remove it from her anus before it detonates and unalives her and all these people. Or no, she should be able to keep it up her anus because it's her body, her choice. Well, because this call... Shit. What?
Oh, okay. My bad. Because the bomb is going to affect other people and it can unalive other people around her, then yes, it should be taken out because it's causing harm to other people. You cannot use that. You cannot use that.
What is harm?
We're talking about unaliving other people unprovoked. You said walking into a
what is harm?
with a bomb.
Yeah, that's what I said. What is harm?
Okay.
We're planting at Alpha.
What is what?
I know what I said. You said she's harming people around her, so what is harm?
If you don't, what do you mean? If it's you can use the definition. Why would you ask me a question like that when it's kind of just in the name?
I mean, you're the one. You could. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you're saying so, you don't. So
you using somebody bringing a bomb into a bank cannot be used as an example for somebody saying that they just
contradicted. Yeah, I didn't contradicted. Yes, you did. You contradicted yourself because you said anything to talk. Yeah, stop trying to quote me.
The enemy's defused our bomb.
You said no. I was trying to. I don't think you know what contradicting means, but anyways, you said stop interrupting. You said bodily autonomy is absolute. I gave you the scenario, and in the scenario, it's not absolute, so you don't actually care about that. And then you also said that in this case, that this woman can't have this anus up her butthole, and that these people can violate her bodily autonomy if it's going to harm other individuals. That's what abortion does.
We're talking about people who are already lit.
Yeah, we already established.
Not living and breathing.
Yeah,
so
we've
somebody
already.
going to a bank with
okay.
a bomb up their butt is different than them having a baby in their belly. That's not the same thing because it's not alive.
We already.
Other people,
Yeah,
it's not
but
alive.
we already. Yeah, stop screaming. Stop.
Moving this way.
You. When you're well, not letting me speak, okay? Anyway, so we already established that these beings, they are alive and they do breathe. So if you're saying that, let's start out there not alive. So what is alive? What do you mean when you say that?
1 minute remaining.
Hello?
Anyway, because you're asking me really silly questions. Like I
Why
said,
can't you answer that? You said that it's. You said
because
that
it was a silly
it's
question.
not.
Because
You said it's not alive, and it's
because
not
it was a silly question.
Okay, so if they're not alive, then what is alive? What does that mean to you?
Something that would be able to live by itself. Like I said, a fetus is dependent. So if it's not there.
That way occurs as
This woman built a business that books out months in advance, and the product she is selling is something most people never would have thought to turn into a company. Instead of regular gifts, she creates balloon towers packed with stuffed toys and hidden surprises inside, designed.
Years ago, I was a full-time middle school teacher struggling to make ends meet. At the time, I had just graduated from college, and I was super stoked about landing what I thought was my dream job. But
I'll be back. I'll be back.
rats people?
No,
That's
rats
a good
are
question.
people. Rats are people under your definition. Because they are sentient beings that have past experiences. So the question is, are they obligated?
Sure, yeah, but
Are they obligated to gestate a rat? That's a yes or no. You're going to dodge the question.
no.
That's a contradiction. That's your second contradiction.
How?
No. You're better than me. It's fine. I can admit.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello. Wait, are you pro-choice?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. What's the argument that leads to a pro-choice conclusion?
So, do you think that being pro-choice is against the Bible, by chance?
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, that's the same book, though, that says you should stone a woman if she doesn't bleed on her wedding night, and not all women bleed their first time they have sex. There's no test virginity, actually. So why should we trust a book that gets so much basic things wrong about being on the interview?
Because it was Levitical law, 1. So
it wasn't right back then either, though.
No,
That was
it just
right
doesn't
back then
apply.
either, though. That's
No, it doesn't apply to
weird.
Leviticus.
Proves that it's wrong.
We're planting at
I think in
Bravo.
that case, it was just.
In that case, it's justified, even though that it's a faulty test.
Levitical. Yeah,
Yeah, so the faulty test is not all these women were actually.
Okay, 1. No, Levitical law
You can
was
just say
justified.
that, but it doesn't change human anatomy.
I am saying that. Okay.
It doesn't change human anatomy.
Get ready for the next one.
Okay, 87.
She's gonna explain Levitical law to you. She's going to explain Levitical law to you. She's gonna explain it.
It changed.
Looks like we're gonna have to explain anatomy to him too.
Dumb.
Anyways, so wait, let me teach you something. So in that case, no, even Levitical law was justified for the time. I mean, you're saying that it was faulty because women were virgins and didn't bleed. Can you provide that for me?
Human anatomy changes so
me?
much. Human anatomy changes so
Provide
much.
that to me. Provide
No,
that to me.
just
Wait. They provide what to you? Because only about
You just made the claim that it was
only about 40% of women.
no.
About
Wait,
40%.
Okay, I'm gonna kick you. You're gonna answer my question. Answer my question. Okay.
Okay.
My question is. Okay, I'm gonna answer my question. You said that this test was faulty and that the Bible doesn't understand women's anatomy. And my question was, okay, can you prove to me that it was faulty?
Yeah, because only about 40% of women bleed their first time. There's no way to actually test virginity.
Yeah, but that's
Even to this day, there's no way to test virginity. There's no way.
That's a measurement. That's a measurement for today.
Someone's had a bad day.
I'm talking about during
For
Leviticus.
all time, baby. That's for all time.
Wait, do you reject
That's
evolution?
for all time.
Do you reject evolution?
Do you think that?
Do you reject evolution?
I don't reject evolution, but that's not what.
Okay, so women could then if you agree that anatomy, then you would agree that humans' anatomy does
That's not
change.
how that works, dum-dum. It doesn't change.
No, it literally does like that. Can people's anatomy not change?
It doesn't change that much in 2,000.
Yes, it does.
Change that much in 2,000 years, you dumb cunt.
Yes. First of all, it was
So fucking.
Okay, you're just crashing out.
Didn't you realize conflating statistics too by saying that, well, it's 40% off across all years? Sorry, what?
No, that doesn't even track, because first off, he said 2,000 years. That's a blunder. It was 3,000, 4,000 when this happened, because it's Levitical law. But either way, I mean, if he's saying he agrees with evolution, then women's anatomy can obviously change. I mean, in the 17,000s or 1700s, yeah, I said thousands. In the 1700s, women used to get their periods when they were 18. That's changed since then. We get it younger, now we get up to 13. So women's anatomy obviously can't change, and if he's arguing that it can't change, then he's just inaccurate. That was
Moving.
a good argument. So user,
You want to critique my view?
Package standing by. One minute
Yeah.
remaining.
Okay, can you state your question, please?
So, like, you think it should be banned because the Bible?
No.
You asked me, do I think that it should be banned because of the Bible, or do I just think that it's should be banned?
Search and destroy. Don't let the enemy level the objective.
I did. I said majority. Majority, I said.
So, like, what would be your exceptions?
Just medical.
So, like, if the mother's life was at risk?
Yeah.
Got it. So, I just don't really understand the religion thing because the United States doesn't have any official religion, so I feel like it's unfair to implement a law according to one specific religion,
What if most people were
even though,
Christian?
like, other people don't have to follow that.
Does the law need to have an official religion in the country it's founded on Christian principles?
Yeah, just because it's founded on Christian principles does not mean, because, like, First Amendment is
Why can't we?
On to the next.
Okay, go ahead.
the First Amendment is the freedom of religion, and I'm personally not Christian, so why should I follow the Bible?
Freedom of religion
For the people.
Switching sides.
The people who wrote
Search and
the
destroy.
Constitution?
People? Who wrote it?
Sorry,
Plant
can
a
you
charge
repeat
on
that?
the target and level it.
You said for the people, for all people? That's my question.
Yeah, for the citizens of the United States.
Okay.
Friendly UAV
Okay,
on
I said
station.
according to who? You said the Constitution. I asked who wrote it.
The founding fathers and like the people who wrote the amendments.
Hey, who wrote the First Amendment that you just referenced?
I don't know.
No effect on that pass.
And it's James Madison. And James Madison did not think what you're saying right now.
Okay, what did James Madison think?
He wrote, these letters are published in the National Archives. He wrote this letter to, Richard Henry Lee wrote a letter to Madison, said that he was worried that freedom of religion was going to get misinterpreted because there's a bunch of infighting between all the different denominations. And James Madison said, no, the U.S. always is and will be a Christian nation, and he didn't want any infighting between the people, which is why he gave them this freedom of religion so they could freely practice and not try to overpower each other. And nowhere did they want any of people with like your beliefs here, any Muslims or JWs or Hindus. It's supposed to be a Christian nation for Christians only.
Okay, but it's not a Christian nation.
No.
It still is.
It's not the. There's many Muslims and
It still is.
but it's not.
Yeah, just because they're here doesn't mean. Yeah, you're just saying, oh, because these people are here who are not Christian, that means that the U.S. isn't a Christian nation.
It's not a Christian nation. I mean,
You already agreed that like the foundation is Christian, so it would be.
just because the founding fathers were.
The mission is complete. Good work.
When the trigger was pulled, a wheel would spin. Okay, this is ridiculous.
I turned this $10 tub of Skittles from Costco into $75 worth of candy using my freeze dryer. These are by far the easiest candy to freeze dry and the most popular whenever I am selling freeze dried candy. I'm able to fit an entire tub of Skittles into one freeze dryer run with my 4 trays. By using the double layer method, you put Skittles down on your main tray, add a layer of parchment.
This is coming out. This is what $1 used to be able to buy you during these years. So in the year 1500, you could buy 100 state.
Business, dropship, Shopify, Etsy, POD, TikTok, LTK, ShopMine, TikTok Shop, Amazon storefront, freelance, branded surveys, cash, cake reviews, DoorDash.
Stay tuned to this is what $1 used to be able to buy you during these years. So in the year 1500, you could buy 100 pints of ale. In 1700, you could buy 100 pounds of cheese. In 1800, you could pay for the average rent in America with just $1. In 1900, you could get 40 newspapers, 8 gallons of milk in 1920, 8 movie tickets in 1930, 2 full meals at a standard restaurant in 1940, 70 eggs in 1945, 10 loaves of bread in 1950, 5 hamburgers in 1960, 3 gallons of gas in 19...
I don't go to church. I don't follow Christianity values. Did you hear anything I just said? Are you slow? That's actually kind of ableist, but I literally just explained this to you twice. Like, what can't you track? Like, I just said, and I'll say it again. I'm sorry, Codex. Am I speaking like Latin, like, or can she just not track?
No, I think he's just autistic or some shit.
Okay, ableist, got it.
User, here's the thing, you don't have to like abide by the Bible, and you don't have to go to church to follow Christian law, which is what she's saying.
It's not Christian law.
Okay, so she can't track.
Okay.
It's not even an ableist, okay, she just can't track.
Okay, I'll say it slowly for you, user. You already agreed with me that the U.S. has like a Christian foundation. We talked about, the interpretation of the amendments, what they mean, what our founding fathers meant for it, right? You referenced the First Amendment. And you said that you don't think that people who aren't Christian should have to follow Christian laws, yet you referenced the Constitution, which is inherently Protestant, and Protestant is Christian, right? Founding fathers came up with these amendments in scripture, majority from the Bible. Liberalism by Locke is a Protestant system, which our founding fathers were influenced by because of the Reformation.
Get ready for the next one.
The rule of law, that's referenced in Deuteronomy 17, verse 18, the separations of power. That's in Isaiah 33:22. The justice system, that's in Exodus 23, I believe verse 2 to 7. Proverbs 29. Okay, she left.
You're being ableist, Misa. You're being ableist.
Yo, y'all are both being ableist. Jeez, you not hear her? She called both of y'all out.
Damn, was I cooking?
Yeah, well, no, he actually ate you up after
Moving here.
by the way.
I felt so having to re-explain myself multiple times.
I just wasn't getting it. I would think that after you explain something so well, that somebody would actually be able to try. Do you think that was good? Something good. It was good. It was good.
Round secure. On to the next.
Transgender is unvalued. They're not.
Search and destroy.
Video and find out the rest.
Set up security.
That makes sense.
When life feels like a stress.
Round is lost.
After that,
Focus on the next one.
no idea how we got out of it.
But this next survival story is
I know.
Keep the enemy off the objective. Enemy movement.
Moving.
Enemy bomb.
Moving here. Right side.
Move bomb. Bombs is gone. You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy. 141. Plant a charge on the target and level it.
My God.
Ele cai do planeta normal,
Bravo. Bomb planted. Set containment.
Why did he want to be the shot?
Our device was disarmed. We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Search and destroy.
Isso é.
Detonate the target.
Tá seeing.
Show us.
Enemy movement in the Final minute.
Enemy mark. Moving to my mark.
Enemy movement. Round secure. On to the next. site. Search and destroy. Set up security around the objective.
Say about Baron.
Be advised, enemy bomb is still active. All operatives, bomb defused. Won that round. Ready for the next one. Search and destroy. Keep the enemy on
Not better.
O plano dela é o mais fácil. Mas eles querem mais difícil.
Time they find the Dragon Balls, you'll already.
Cada visita, concordando com isso. Então, tchau, agora. Ué, não faz isso. Ah, o Mel é igual o Rogers lá dos Vingadores. Por que a gente não volta no tempo até que o Thanos era bebê e...
But then also
in 3 years.
Yeah.
Benji Henry. Você vai conseguir essas também, é isso?
Search and destroy. Secure our objective. Do not let your guard down.
Make sure you hear every note. As an AARP member, you have access to exclusive streamings on hearing aids. Listen.
Damn, someone nabbed everything.
Reading styles.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Search and destroy. Set up a perimeter around the objective. Do not let them reach it.
Flanking here.
Round secure. On to the next. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Place the charges on the target and destroy it. One minute remaining. You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Search and destroy. Use the charges, blast the target. No mistakes. Friendly mosquito destroyed. We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Secure our objective. Do not hostile UAV in the area.
Moving this way.
They planted at Bravo. Friendly mosquito active.
Flanking here.
Move back. All operatives, bomb defused. Ground secure. On to the next. Search and destroy. Set up a perimeter around the objectives. Do not let them reach it. It's down to you. Finish the mission. The round is lost. Focus on the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Place the charges on the target and destroy it. Hostile SAE near your position. Enemy UAV active. You remain. Finish the mission. We lost that round. Prepare for the next one.
I had to reload. Could have won that one though.
Search and destroy. Use the charges. Blast the target. No mistake.
Moving this way.
Secure the device. We're planting at Alpha. Device in place. Countdown started. Our device was disarmed. The round is lost. Focus on the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Secure our objectives. Do not let your guard down. Hostile UAV in the area. Hostile FAE incoming. Enemy planted at Bravo. We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Search and destroy. Set up a perimeter around the objective. Do not let them reach it. Enemy UAV active.
Moving this way.
It's down to you. Finish the mission. Enemy planted at Alpha.
I just died for that, stupid.
Mission failed. Return to base.
Look at the amount of times I shot him and he shot me like one bullet.
You could probably feel people from me. But we agree on something. I'm curious. Okay, if I'm in the middle of an act, with somebody, then yes, because then I can have just
Watch the objectives. Set up security.
Flanking here.
One minute remaining.
If you're a Christian thinking about starting a business, don't. Starting a business is a terrible idea. 95% of new businesses fail.
30 seconds left.
What's going on, guys? Dave Black here. Salute to everybody.
10 seconds remaining.
And his girlfriend recently went public with the child that they had together. Now, some weeks back, mentioned how they have a child called
Search and destroy.
I believe I was read.
Defend the objective.
Moving this way. Flanking here. Moving this way.
We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Plant the charges and demolish the objectives.
Oh, I was in the animation, the melee animation.
The round is lost. Focus on the next one.
Of the church would not be corrupted. That
Search and destroy.
would be a basic understanding.
Place the charge. Detonate the target.
Like, she said, you can
No, all the way at the beginning, so all the way at the beginning,
well, that would be the beginning. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, if I would have started, like, you just hear, like, you just like, she said, maybe about the other stuff. Like, as soon as she came up, because she said she was watching, she pretty much said, she would say what I did, blah, blah, blah. And,
right. That's right. Justified the justified.
yeah, just she's annoying as shit.
Yeah, she is. I mean,
like a bitch dick eater. Colin was up there, all kind of crazy activity.
Hostile mosquito is online.
It's all intense, man.
Final minute.
I mean, I would live with anybody except for somebody reason, like I said, she's like a bitch dick. Like for some reason, she has like this long.
Moving this.
Sure. Yeah,
You trying to change my mind. They said Rita now, right? Rita came up here. Yeah, Rita came up here, okay? And I proceeded to hand her ass.
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, I proceeded to hand her ass, right? And, like, she was still, like, not understanding, like, how she was contradicting herself. It ended up in me laughing at her and telling her, look, if y'all would me,
we lost that
why would you sit up
Prepare for the next one.
the pit bull shot?
Switching sides. Search and destroy.
The fact that it's all on tips, man, I don't love it much anymore.
Watch the objectives. Set up security.
She's and she's coping and she's making fun of mine. Some sort of, maybe some internal fail that she has. So that's why she's always been
Enemy planted at Bravo.
initiating herself by trauma. The last dance I've ever heard from her, it was quality autonomy and sentience. That's the where you still surround yourself with a bunch of people that would be considered
Friendly UAV on station. The round is lost. Focus on the next one.
Is incorrect. You know, even though she was saying she is a nurse herself, she just purposely made a situation about the men trying to justify it. That's even what her friend said. That when she was supposed to just down. You know, it says if you're
search and destroy.
You don't have a safe throw a medical case for
defend the objectives. Friendly cluster mine planted. Only you remain. Finish the mission. Enemy planted at Alpha.
You're gonna cancel this one, you're gonna cancel that one, and everybody's going to fix, right? Now, that was one of those.
Of course he doesn't die.
Mission failed. Return to base.
When they use this type of behavior, they have every excuse, every this and that, right? Khaleesi shouldn't even be on anybody's hip paddle. Period.
Well, that's good because they don't take accountability, Misty.
I just want to say I'm so glad you all finally see Tiff for what she is, man. Everybody gave me so much shit for cussing her out that one time about like 2 years ago. That's kind of what got Tiff to be obsessed with me and like she does like pop up and start shit with me whenever she like every now and then, right? And so
I say that from the very first way she started acting back when she was accusing people, you know, a couple years ago. Yeah, I see that too.
everybody gave me shit though, because she like that but me like us around. Like, why don't you ask Tiff what happened prior to me cussing her out? Like, why did I do that? I don't do that shit for no reason, y'all. And so, anyway, she had that clip. She took it to the big thing. She even got a bunch of Christians and other people to sympathize with her. That's what she does, man. She tries to get people to
sorry for her, and then she goes and rivals people like she'll start shit. Then bring kids.
I must have taught you that one. Huh.
It's just like nuts, man.
They do. They do love to play them. Yeah, I remember when she and Alice had the whole debacle. Oh my goodness. Yeah, oh my goodness. Witnessing it in real time. It was a spectacle.
Tony
I'll
may have
watch
not
your
seen it. This happened like the other night. It was in the like at
Outclassed and
nighttime.
outmatched.
Some drama happened with Christina and Firelord and all those people.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For Raven and it's other Tia.
Somehow doesn't die.
But they were
Securing objective
showing screenshots in the chat room, watching them, talking.
Somehow he doesn't die from that.
He's related. She was, yeah.
For the enemy. I'm not the enemy here. Blast out!
We're taking Bravo.
Rain flash! Took a shot! Blast out!
Objective
I'm
Bravo.
never done for long. Rain flash!
Usually from Sunshine's and some things were revealed in the server. And this is the night I noticed was there.
Enemy UAV active. We're losing Charlie.
That's notorious. He's the guy that has 12 kids. Because I know what you're talking about now, because I was there when I seen it all happening. And somehow he got involved in it just because they both live close to each other. They're like best friends in real life. And Dawn has mentioned several times that she gets on this, or she loves to dox people. That's like one of her things that she loves to do to people.
The point I thought they were talking about it was, I think he's pro-choice, and he has a Burger King profile picture. I did not know only 12 kids was, I did not know his actual story.
So I want to hear, like, I feel so bad, like, you know, we always talk over, and then Tone never gets to say what he wants. I haven't talked to Tone in a long time, and I actually want to hear what's going on with him, and then, like, what kind of got you all frustrated, Tone?
I mean, no, well, I was in that live, and of course, you know me, I'm just sitting there just listening and stuff like that. But I mean, it's other stuff. It's like the community is just pretty toxic. It's other little things, but I mean, obviously, you know, there's the one phallus sucker of mine. That's always, like, literally got her. Yeah, she always has, like, my name, like, tatted on her lips. But every time she sees me. You don't know if she ever is mystic. Yeah, so pretty much she has my name tatted on the inside of her lips. So for some odd reason, that's why it likes to every time. And I don't want to, like, get on a panel where she is and, like, make her cry. All this politically correct shit is just gonna fly totally out of the window if I do. So I'm just trying to save her from that embarrassment. That's all I'm saying.
Politically correct, as in,
Like, basically, he's not going to be
nice.
He's not going to be the reserved, well-regulated Tone that we all know.
He said the counts be damned.
Yeah.
I see.
Literally, it's both of my cats.
I mean, she's not really worth it. She's not worth the crash out.
Yeah, she's
not worth the debate.
Yeah. I don't really argue with screaming animals anyway. I don't like that.
She recently found her way into the trans debate, and she's been kind of like acting like she knows what the hell she's talking about, but then she just sits on panel and doesn't say anything. But then she says undermining shit, like stuff to kind of like undermine, or she'll cheer on. She'll be like a Phil Bro cheerleader. That's what I've seen of her. But I haven't seen that she has any good arguments or anything herself. So,
like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's why I said I just try to. I think that there are, you know, those types of women that typically put attention from people that they can't get. So I'm just gonna keep starving her for that. But I mean, it's cool that she has my name tattooed on the inside of her mouth. That's why she has to say it all the time.
yeah, she probably wants to get in your pants, you know, there, Tom.
I'm in.
Like I said, I don't. Well, I mean, if I don't argue with creatures,
It's so fair.
if I don't argue with animals, I definitely wouldn't fuck.
Well,
Yeah, for human like,
Tone's got to be one of the more, like, people I've ever seen on this app and stuff. So I'm just like, geez, if somebody got you to this point, I'm like, man, that must be a pretty crappy person. Right?
yeah, like, I mean, I can't say what I want to say because, as you see, I'm already having an account taken. So, yeah, no. Yeah, I just wanted to take.
Oh, Rita?
Yeah, they said she doesn't even deserve this.
When I've seen her, she is kind of just ridiculous. She's just like a Phil Bro kind of cheerleader. She knows what she's doing. She likes to make echoes. That they thought was a good point, and she kind of acts like she's somehow smarter. She made a point, but she never really says anything. She makes any arguments or anything like that, but somehow
She just talks in a circle.
she like acts like she's a debater or something like that, but I never really heard her actually do anything.
I think she runs with this user. Her name, I think this username is like LP Studio Player. I covered in a box of him sticking together. He significantly way more good faith than Rita, to be honest.
Very good faith.
Yeah. And I thoroughly enjoy his company with her.
Yeah, you can have a good faith conversation with him, but he's not very smart.
Minutes should be up, so
Hey, well, it's good to see you, though, Tony. I feel like I never get to see you. Man, I hope you're doing well, though, man.
Yeah, you too. I don't really be up with this. I try to sleep.
I remember when Tone first came on the app, he was one of the few people that actually started reading the shit in my server. I could tell and stuff like that. And then I was like, man, Tone's gonna get really good at this stuff soon. And sure enough, man, like now you're just like your own formidable kind of force to be reckoned with. And I'm just like happy, like it helped, like that I got to even see or even contribute even a little bit to help to your growth, I guess. You know what I mean? It's been a privilege to watch you like just become very formidable. You know what I mean?
Dash.
So John here is one of the few people.
It's bigger.
He's into my server and also stuff like that. And then like he was one of the few people that actually showed he was actually reading the material. He was actually reading.
I read the material in your server. I just haven't been there in a while because I'm doing the books.
Okay.
But if you know this, right? Like I read a lot of stuff. I didn't know about Tokyo Pope.
Here we go.
I don't know how to handle a rapist, rapist hypothetical. You had things about obligation in there. You had fallacies in there, videos on fallacies that I looked at. Like, come on,
I remember I was invited to a pro-life live. I won't disclose whose pro-life live I was in. I actually try to give out resources too. I even said, like, hey guys, we can have like practice sessions because I really wanted them to grow. And then people would be like, yeah, that'd be great. And then they just not really show up.
I'm just glad also, John, that you've stayed like a decent guy throughout this. You don't know how many people try to help learn stuff or just even give them materials. And then once they get to a certain point of knowing stuff, they become very confident and then they get kind of like seduced by the whole arrogance of the Phil Bros and then they fall into that crowd and like kind of essentially become like Sith Lords. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I try to honestly. Like I've been reading into that stuff and reading stuff like that. But I'm trying to stay now I'm trying to stay because everything's getting
Enemy UAV.
kind of variously sticking.
You know, I think the problem is that we need somebody that could lead this community. Everybody's just walking corner doing their own thing.
It's because of the collective.
Mission accomplished.
Instead of people saying, well, it's the people, no, they say it's just. So we've literally had people. Because you wouldn't apply that anywhere else. You wouldn't say, well, I'm a Christian. I see some terrible Christian doing something, so I'm just going to leave Christianity like that. That would be insane to leave.
Yeah. I've been antagonized. I've been antagonized by other Christians, criticized heavily, and I even had some turn on me because, like I said, because of the portrayal that Tiff has made and stuff like that. So I've had a lot of people like come at me, turn on me and stuff, like call themselves Christian. But of course, they piss me off, you know. But at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, I don't need their permission to connect with God, and so like that's like, and it doesn't change the fact, right? Lose pursuit of the facts. Just because they're shitty Christians sometimes, or you know, because they're people too, doesn't negate the fact that God exists. So that's kind of how that's why like I tell people, like I tell them that in debates too. Wanted, so there is no God. Wham. Right? And so, you know, I apply that same logic to crappy Christians, you know. Just because they came at me, just because they're shitty people, or just because they said or did something shitty, doesn't negate the fact that God exists, right?
So, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of saying, yeah, I'm pretty much in a corner by myself. Yeah, I'm kind of just kind of chill. I don't know if I've been like disassociating certain people, or just like TikTok and shit. Like, I'm getting
See you same time tomorrow in the next room.
great action.
I think it's just a part of human nature, you know, like, look at how much we have a tendency to debate, argue, disagree over many different topics instead of just joining the collective of what's most important. You know, like, look at religion, even Christianity, how there's so many different positions that people hold, you know, with the different takes on, you know, the different sects or the different groups of people that, you know, worship God and believe in being a Christian in different ways. And then it makes us all forget the true message of Christ's sacrifice for our Savior, for our salvation. And instead, we're just all arguing over the particularities and the semantics. You know, and it just causes a bunch of strife within the collective, and then it just bleeds to where
Y'all, Bobby is here.
I need help. I'm here.
Hey, he's busy with life. I barely see him anymore. How are you, Bobby? God bless you, Pascal. God bless. You don't have to come from panel. You're no pressure too. We love you.
I think it was just true. The case with Bobby is he changed his job, and so he's on day shift now. And so he doesn't get much of a chance to talk to people at nighttime. You know, so that's why he doesn't really debate like he used to. You know, Bobby used to have the job where he worked all the time at night. And so that's why he would always debate at nighttime.
I think, funny enough, the app was at its most peace when Jam and Bobby were around. Now they're no longer here, but now it's just unfortunate. If Bobby would hang out a lot, not hang out, that's the inappropriate term, he would actually learn a lot from the pro-choicers, and the pro-choicers did get a lot of respect from Bobby because he was genuinely learning. And he would teach, and he would obliterate the opponents, and people would actually be unified because of Bobby, because of how much he's grown. I've
seen him hanging out with Don Martin several times, talking with him and stuff. And that's someone you don't really see on this app anymore much at all.
Exactly. Like, I'm pretty sure when it came to Bobby, that was the closest thing we ever got flipped from the face.
Switching mags.
I remember when Bobby obliterated Troll, and even Seppi was in the comments looking at that debate, and Bobby even said Troll, like Troll, I'm pretty sure Seppi has way more respect for me than four of you. You're horrible, Troll. Horrible. And the way that you're bullying people, the way that you're harassing people is gonna catch up to you. And then eventually it did.
No. But no, you'll still see Bobby around her. Because he works sometimes. He'll log on just for a little while and talk with some people. You know, you'll still see him from time to time, but you have to catch him early in the morning.
Dang it. I wish I see Bobby. I miss that. Yeah.
And it's funny that Troll kept talking about, like, oh, she's fat, she's ugly, she's dead. And then she got the worst
first picture she could find. Picture of her, and she was like 300 pounds. Yeah. I remember. Does she pull it? Bitch, I'm in the single digits. 148. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's really
someone else that doesn't come around much anymore for a couple years now, or at least a year and a half. And I can't remember the name that he used to go by, but he used to hang out with the pro choicers all the time. He used to run Sentient, and he used to have like a field pro, and he used to always run like the sleepwalking rapist. And he used to hang out with Jam and all them, and Seppi and all the Sentient pro choice crew. And he talked with Bobby a lot too. And I just can't remember his name. He had some really interesting, unique name, and I just can't remember it at the moment. But I don't know what happened to him either. He just dropped off staff and never came back.
was it Char?
What's that?
Is his name Char?
No, that don't ring a bell. If you said his name, I'd be like, that's it. But I can't remember, and I can't remember what his PFP looked like at this moment either. But
I'm curious, what value would GMP if I kind of disappeared off that? Here you go. Jig tag.
Just around moving the tiger. Get the fuck out. Young dude, dang. He was a pro lifer. Get the boys. But he was on the line. When it broke into the apartment in the line.
I remember. Dang it. I'll come back.
Secure the target area.
And I was really shocked when I learned about what happened. Get that shit. Like 20 years on the ghetto. And he was breaking down the way. And opened the granola farm. And he stopped everything he was doing about
Well, in Tony's defense, I understand why, because he has to wear a really sensitive headset, with driving trucks.
I don't care. I think he should be down at the granola bar, not a day.
But it is pretty loud sometimes with those rappers, because you're right by the mic, and it's not just you, and I've heard of that from several people. And it's just when you have headphones on that are real sensitive, man, it's like a mic shock, it's
Nature Valley.
not the Nature Valley.
Oh, you can have one of the bad
That's Slander. I do like Nature Valley.
Ash Nature Valley. For that, you just like to open your wrappers when you look at the dishes right to the microphone. That's why you're do something with dishes, man. I'm telling you. Do everything right into the body like that. I'm going to open this can. Set this up right here. Open the can part right next to it.
Good time you were eating some rice cakes. And man, those things were loud. Them rice cakes were, I remember that. Those things were loud. Yeah, I've heard of those big spins.
Okay, yeah, you're talking about Marcelo. I'm not pretty tight with Marcelo. On his Discord server, so I used to hang out with Spandal.
Tossing tactical.
I don't think really shocked at that.
Taking fire.
Yeah, well, I mean, ourselves, you did, like, say, challenge people and stuff, and sometimes you'd say, yeah, you're going to do this, whatever, this and that, you can hear them clocking people.
Hostile eliminated.
So, I'm
I don't know if it's true, but
if I see his profile pic, I don't recognize him.
Area updated. Move to the 1 minute remaining. Hostile Mosquito is online. Hardpoint compromised.
Tactical out.
Enemies inside. 30 seconds left. Hardpoint relocated. Stand by. Friendly Mosquito active.
Tossing back.
Hardpoint relocated. Hardpoint compromised.
Tactical out.
I was watching a debate with Jim was there in the comments, and she was watching, and it was Mango Meatball was about to debate someone, and she said, I see Meatball debate that person. And I wrote to Tiff, I said, you just love drama, don't you? She said, yes, it calms my nerves.
Yeah, I got a nice screenshot of her, one of her friends.
The mom.
that
It's obvious that you're not thinking clearly because you're thinking about Troy. I mean, I get it, it's your first crush, but
She's crazy.
me off. But here's the thing that pissed me off for her, right? Is that like there's certain spaces that I go into that allow her on panel, right? So like if she's talking, I'll just mute up and ignore her, right? And then she'll poke and poke and poke and poke to engage you in a debate, right? Now, as soon as you engage her in this debate and she answers the questions that you're asking her, she won't respond to you. She sends it to court, right? And then court comes in and white knight for her.
I tell people, it is not harmless. The people that are actually harmless, that I would squash like a bug, is probably the people like that's the boss. She's harmless. She will not do shit. HLH, Olivia, Green next to him, Mexico, Kayla, those are people that like are harmless compared to what Tip is capable of doing.
But I remember when we were sitting here on Misty's Live, and I was helping her moderate, because, there for a little while, there wasn't many people around to help her moderate at the time. And here comes Tiff when Misty still let her come up on panel, and everything was still relatively calm at the moment. And
Scrapyard now.
An argument with Misty and other people, and then here comes Court, and Cindy is instigating as well. Just to degrade Misty's to make her crash out.
Place the charges on the target and destroy it.
You said you're not allowed to come here.
Use the charges. Blast the target. No mistake.
Like that, right? To try to do it. I've been telling Misty lately about hanging out with Mw3. Made it on the panel the other night that she's a witch, and I was like, we don't need to be hanging out with people that are witches, not people that self-declare they are a witch.
You admitted that shit?
Yeah, she admitted it on panel more than one time, multiple times.
Bro, so amongst wanna know what is in common about all women? Okay, so Tiff, Wildflower, Kayla, basically every woman that you guys have mentioned, Sunshine, all of them have slandered me. All of them have made up shit about me, right? Including, like, nothing ever happens to any of them. Nobody ever does anything. What really pisses me off is Christians hanging their panel when I've said shit like this about the whole, Christians shouldn't be hanging out with infidels and fraternizing with them. And now, apparently this new information where she's admitted she's a witch, like, bro. And then people get on me for yelling at Christians, hanging out with these people and have friends.
And they always say, well, I'm not a bad bitch, I'm a good bitch. There's no such thing. I'm not bad, that's a thing.
I'm just waiting. And then a bunch of other people just sat there and let them do their thing.
I mean, that's because call him out again, even though I am. Is it he's back to letting Genesis come on his panel? He's like, Genesis is okay, and they don't have a problem with Genesis. When we told him anytime he hangs out with Max, and people are evil,
Yeah, he had Genesis back at the house.
He doesn't even care anymore, even though we've told him multiple times that it just looks bad.
I don't understand how a pro-lifer can be so foolful with a pro-choicer that they have them in their mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God, that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I don't get that.
I don't either.
But I mean, that is for you saying that though right now, man. That just drops a huge piece of the puzzle right there. Because, because like I said, man, I'm so glad you told me that. Because I'm like, I fucking knew it. Now, where are my apologies, motherfuckers? Where are my apologies? I'm waiting. See, I said there should sit down.
I said this years ago too, because what did I call Wildflower? I didn't even call her Wildflower. I said she's toxic flower. Because she was. She's been toxic for years. And she's still toxic. And people just get all buddy-buddy with her. And I'm like, she's not that bad. We really get to know her. And I'm like, no, bro. She's morally bankrupt. And she's just a snake in the weeds. She tries to be friendly with everybody. Even True Joy. I love True Joy. But he has her as a moderator too on his panels. And I'm like, I understand, God hung out, Jesus hung out with the people that weren't as, good as other people sometimes, trying to wing them over to the other side. But some people, they're just not savable.
Hold on, but Jesus, yes, he evangelized, like he would teach them and whatnot, but he didn't fraternize with them. That's why I said that. There's a difference between, right, and this is why he gives the parable of the physician, right? Sick people need a physician, but a physician, a doctor, keeps a professional barrier.
Right? Well, that's what I've heard True Joy say a couple times, though, is he's like, I'm trying to win Wildflower over to Christ and to be pro-life. That's what he said several times. That's what he's really did.
People also need to understand that didn't mean he was what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
He would tell them, go and see.
In the 1800s, men wore full one-piece Union suits as
inside. Search and destroy. Plant a charge on the target and level it.
Underwear. Head to...
Cancel that.
Moving. Enemy movement in the AO. Enemy movement. Scratch that. Moving here. Enemy movement. Scratch that. Moving to my mark.
Hostile Mosquito is online. 1 minute remaining.
Where will you go?
The round is lost. Focus on the next one.
You go. You go when the air smells like gas and makes you sick. Will you look around for a community whose leaders had the spine to say no to these billionaires?
Target
Or
objectives
will
need
you
to be
stay in
detonated.
Cumberland
Play it
County
smart.
and offer your children what is left of it to inherit? Thank you.
Now,
Hostile IMS active.
even if you're opposed to AI data centers, if you agree with this woman on the issue, which I mostly do, she's speaking in apocalyptic terms about the whole county getting wiped out, air is poisonous, the water is depleted, and on and on. There's some class resentment going on. It's reminiscent of the women like Ben Affleck's daughter who would berate the city council over so-called long COVID. We can't ignore the fact that whenever there's a contentious issue like this, people who are neurotic and panic, and they start making wild claims in a hysterical manner, and therefore they are unpersuasive. That's the problem. It ends up being counterproductive. Now, it's counterproductive because fear-mongering is the single fastest way to discredit legitimate concerns, and there are many legitimate concerns with these data centers, as we will discuss in a moment, including, yes, concerns about the water supply. Probably not going to be that you build a data center and then nobody has water anymore.
Hey, howdy, how's it going? My name is Mw3. The morning comment...
More, and the air is poisonous. It's not quite that, but there are legitimate concerns. Notice that in her entire diatribe, the woman actually doesn't talk about what these data centers are being used for. She doesn't mention mass surveillance or how these companies are programming robots to take human jobs. She also doesn't talk about how the land is being obtained. Instead, she's sort of yelling, and people are applauding in the background. Now, if you remember from a few weeks ago, we talked about those high-level scientists strangely disappearing. And while some of those cases obviously merit more investigation, some of them clearly don't. And so this is a kind of a similar thing. People pretend, and in that case, people pretend otherwise. Their only motivation is to string together some kind of elaborate conspiracy that doesn't withstand scrutiny. And they throw all kinds of dubious claims into the mix. Then they end up undermining all reasonable discussion about a particular topic. And in the case of data centers, that outcome works for the benefit of big tech. What big tech wants, if you're a skeptic of these data centers or concerned about them, they want you to be as hysterical and hyperbolic as possible in your protest of the data centers, because then you can point to that and say, well, these people are totally unreasonable and they have no idea what's going on. Someone pointed out that you could go back and recall the panic in the early 20th century over power lines. Anytime somebody died as a result of a power line, it made national news for a while. Cartoons went out of their way to terrify people. You're seeing one right there. There's a skull on the power line. Everyone's running for their life. Someone got tangled in the power line somehow. I'm not sure how that would happen.
If you're walking on the sidewalk, there's a reason why you should end up tangled. I don't know what you were doing to end up. What was that guy doing to end up in that position? Was he like a parachuting, skydiving right into the? But it looks like something out of a horror. And during the so-called War of the Currents between Thomas Edison on the one side and George Westinghouse and Nikola Tesla on the other, Edison's backers would publicly electrocute animals in order to demonstrate how dangerous alternating current supposedly was. Of course, today, alternating current powers pretty much every grid in the world. More recently, people who opposed fracking claimed that it would cause flaming tap water. All this to say, you have to understand that some hysteria is going to result whenever there's new technology. The question you have to answer is whether there's an actual problem underlying all of this and what to do about it. In the case of data centers and AI generally, there are certainly, without a doubt, actual problems underlying. We want to get to those problems and discuss them in an honest and objective way. Summer has a way of reminding you what actually matters. Family vacations, road trips, kids are outside, families together, life feels full. These are the moments where you can start to think, I'm actually protecting this or just enjoying it. Because it's easy to assume everything we find. It's hard to take responsibility for what happens if it's not. The responsibility of protecting your loved ones and planning for the future is heavy. Trying to navigate life insurance on your own can be a mess. Our sponsor, Policy Vegas, makes that process dramatically easier and acting as an online insurance marketplace, not an insurance company. You can get quotes from America's top insurers side by side for free and actually understand what you're buying in the process. Their licensed team works for you, not for you.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Pods bring...
Search and destroy. Plant a charge on the target and level it.
Today I'll be reviewing BMC's Korean War Winter Battle sets. There's 3 sets in total, but I only have the US Marines, the North Korean, and the Chinese infantry sets. The other set has a combination of both too. You can purchase all 3 on Amazon with the links in the description below. These sets are part of the American Hero Collection series and feature reissues of classic toy soldier poses. The figures are also at 60mm scale, which makes them larger than normal 54mm or 1/32 scale soldiers that we're used to. Today I will be reviewing a 144-piece Armament set from eBay. This particular set was brought to my attention by another channel, The Plastic Commander, which features the infamous Sergeant Shamrock pose, Plastic Apocalypse Sabretooth film. IMC Productions also made a review on these poses. Now,
Punisher has made quite a name for himself as being a one-man army in Marvel Comics. The last guy that any villain wants to see coming after them. But what would happen if you took the Punisher and placed him in the dirty streets of Gotham City? How would Punisher do against Batman's villain?
Kara Zor-El.
Villains. Let's find out. Lieutenant Frank Castle returned home from duty to see his wife and children murdered in front of him in cold blood by the Mafia. Unable to find justice by any fair...
Our device was disarmed.
Roger that.
Mission failed. Return to base.
fair means for them, Castle vowed to spend the rest of his life avenging them. Now equipped with state-of-the-art weapons, decades of combat experience, guerrilla and urban warfare techniques, he wages a one-man war against crime as the Punisher. He murders vigilante that takes no prisoners, constantly putting him at odds with other heroes around him. Punisher has trained himself into peak physical condition. He's way strong, way tough, and surprisingly fast, too. Like, Frank might still be just a human, but he's strong enough to overpower and even snap metal with just his pure brute strength. Punisher could even straight up punch a polar bear square in the face. Apparently, he's got no problem with animal cruelty. Punisher is also very fast. fast enough to contend in fights with some of the best Marvel Street tiers out there and dodge their attacks. Like I'm talking Wolverine, Daredevil, Captain America, or Spider-Man, dodging attacks from all of them.
Sorry, sir. Low power economy passengers.
Frank is also very, very fast on the draw, too, like clearly raising his rifle into position at the same time as lightning is striking the ground. Literally, undeniably moving at the same speed as lightning. But probably the best thing going for Punisher is the man is tough. He is very, very tough. Like if there's one thing you need to know about Frank, that the man can take a beating. He's also always wearing some pretty great armor too. Armor that's protected him from some low-grade explosions, electric blast, or lots and lots of bullets. And the kicker is that nothing is going to stop the Punisher from completing his mission. He's kept on going for days on end. He can completely ignore a whole lot of pain and punishment, and ultimately, it is just a very, very hard man to put down. And on top of that, well, Frank Castle is a one-man army. He can more than hold his own in a fight. He knows a whole lot of different fighting techniques, and is proficient in many different forms of martial arts. Punisher is absolutely no problem taking down multiple trained men at once, fighting whole groups of people all by himself, or battling against a lot of the best fighters in Marvel, like Punisher is fought against the likes of Daredevil, Wolverine, Black Widow, Deadpool, and plenty more. He's either beaten them in the fight or gone down swinging and made life very, very difficult for some of the most skilled combatants on Earth. The one thing that makes Punisher different from almost any other guy out there, they is absolutely no problem guns or killing. Frank is a lethal shot. He's one of the most accurate men in the whole world. To land headshots like it's nothing. The Punisher is so good with the gun in his hand that he's able to accurately hit Spider-Man as Spider-Man is dodging around. Between his skill, his weapons, and Frank's years of experience, well, the Punisher is the last person you want to run across if you're a criminal. He's putting you down for sure. This just isn't even close. Any mob-like villain in Gotham, the Punisher is taking them out with ease. Literally, all it would take is just shooting him in the face, either one of them. And Frank has no problem doing just that. Same with the Penguin. As for Oswald Tunnelbot, well, he's just a weaker and lesser version of Kingpin. Punisher has plenty of experience taking down gangsters. He's gonna leave the iceberg lounge just completely trashed. Now, the Riddler obviously doesn't pose any kind of physical threat to Punisher. If Frank ever runs into him, Riddler is gone. You could also argue that Riddler could trap Punisher in a death match, which might be the more intellectual villains that pose a problem to Frank. But honestly, I think it's more likely that Enigma just manages to escape. He's not going to be too interested in playing with the Punisher, and Frank isn't smart enough to find or catch Riddler if Riddler doesn't want to get caught. Now, this is one that we've actually seen play out in a comic before Punisher made his way to Gotham, and he had Joker dead to rights. He was going to kill the Joker, and Joker knew Frank would have got him if Batman hadn't intervened. Now, maybe you can argue that, just like Riddler, Joker manages to set up an elaborate enough death trap to put Punisher down, but I think more likely this comic just plays out without Batman there to step in. Catwoman is another easy win for Punisher if Punisher actually wanted it to be. He tolerates Electric, so he might tolerate Catwoman and just let her live. But if Punisher wanted to kill Catwoman, well, I bet he could. He's arguably a better fighter. He can fight Daredevil and Black Widow to a stalemate. And again, Frank is the one here who's going to be going for the kill. Punisher is winning this one with ease, because Frank is nothing if not a man prepared. And Scarecrow is as simple to beat as properly prepping beforehand to filter out the fear gas and not let it affect him. From there, Scarecrow is taken down just as easy as any other criminal. Okay, here's where it begins to get a lot harder for Punisher. Now, yeah, it's debatable whether or not Deadshot even still counts as a Batman villain, but if he goes up against Punisher, well, it's not a 50-50 fight. Deadshot is the better shot between the two of them. He's essentially superhuman when it comes to his marksmanship abilities. The Punisher is the jack of all trades and is the better all-around fighter. He's still insanely accurate, but is stronger, tougher, and is the better hand-to-hand fighter as well. Plus, Frank's experience with Bullseye. You don't know what to expect here going up against Deadshot. But still, about 50-50. Now, Killer Croc can be wildly inconsistent at times, so there could be moments where Croc could get beat by Punisher. If Punisher plays it real smart and lays enough explosions to actually take Croc out. But more likely than not, if Punisher isn't super smart about it, Killer Croc is gonna beat him. The guy is just completely bulletproof. So a lot of Punisher's arsenal isn't gonna affect him. And Croc has even done crazier stuff, like big explosions, crash land in the upper atmosphere, or take punches from General Zod. More likely than not, Killer Croc is just way too tough for Punisher on a normal day, and Croc dog walks him. But of course, still the option for Frank to prep enough to take the big reptile down. Let me tell you, Clayface would be nearly impossible for Punisher to beat without some serious prep. Clayface is just completely, entirely bulletproof. He can't stab, shoot, play, so a lot of Frank's gear is just gonna do nothing. Now, Punisher can seriously prep if he wants to. He's actually amassed a pretty impressive arsenal over in Marvel for the supervillains he's killed or just stealing from the heroes. So Punisher could get pyrotech or powerful enough explosives, flames to take Clayface down. But if this is just straight the Punisher as he is, there's really no way for him to beat Clayface. Here's another really tough villain for Punisher to beat. But it does depend on what version of Bane that you're talking about. Like if it's Bane who's just a big, dumb, super strong enemy, well, you can argue that Punisher can get lucky and beat him. But if Bane is at his best, he's a guy who can beat all up on that, and Bane is completely weak. So that's a very hard task for Punisher. It should be dang near impossible. Bane will be better than Frank in every way. And amped up with Venom isn't going to be taken down by Punisher's level.
Just like that.
Now, I don't want to brush over the fact that Punisher could take Venom away from Bane and then beat Bane. I'm talking about a guy who took down a war machine with just a knife. But I still think Bane beats Punisher more times than not. Yeah, Punisher isn't beating Poison Ivy, at least not if they're remotely close to each other. Punisher isn't getting around Poison Ivy's pheromones and manipulation. And Ivy is just more powerful now than ever. She's attached to the green and could straight up transform Frank into a tree. You could argue that Punisher either plays it smart or gets very lucky and manages to snipe Ivy from a serious distance. But outside of that, well, Ivy wins more often than not. Deathstroke is beating Punisher pretty much every single time, because Punisher's good while Deathstroke is better. Deathstroke outstats Punisher in every way, literally being a superhuman. He's also a better fighter, too. And not just that, but he's got better tech, better armor, better weapons. There's no problem putting Punisher in the dirt. There's really no way that Punisher could beat Deathstroke. Not when Slade is literally better in every single way. He's just way too much for Punisher to handle. Captain America is one of the greatest fighters in all of Marvel Comics, a super soldier and pinnacle of human potential, all while mastering pretty much every single combat style known to man. So today, well, here's the challenge. Steve is constantly compared to Batman, but what about Batman's proteges? How would Captain America do against Robins? More importantly, could Cap beat all 4 Robins at the same time? Let's get into it. Watching 1920s, Steve Rogers always felt a strong duty towards his country, a desire to help defend those who couldn't help themselves. However, Steve was just a strong kid and wasn't even allowed to enlist in the army for World War II. Now, because of his strong desire to serve, well, he selected the Super Soldier Project, and he transformed into the pinnacle of human potential. Now known as Captain America, was led in charge against the Nazis and Hydra before they left frozen in the Arctic as war. However, Captain America was eventually revived in modern day, and now is the leader of the Avengers as they fight for truth, justice, and freedom. Being a super soldier, Captain America is obviously superhuman. Just how strong Steve really is. Superhuman. Potentially, regardless, he can bench press several tons as you easily tear through metal. He's actually picked up several tons of rubber. There's simply picking up heavy things. All strength is just have to add myself to the emotions. Driving in the night, is unsafe driving for service. It feels good to sit. It feels good to go.
Check your fire! Taking fire!
Taking Bravo.
Punch, or when he starts to shield, he's pretty well known as Spider-Man with his punches. Straight up, knock down, humans, punch, even when he's damage Iron Man, tear apart the wall, his face, and again, Steve starts to run back and shield. Vehicles breaking down helicopters, robots, dismantle tanks. Captain America is ridiculously strong. Captain America is also ridiculously superhumanly tough. He's been smashed through walls and buildings from just fine. He's taken on Spider-Man and Iron Man with the hood and survived. He's been caught up in massive explosions and taken out like range. He's not a scratch on him. He really just been more pissed off than anything else. Times he's been shot or stabbed, sometimes now he doesn't even notice until it's pointed out to him later. Shield. Cap is basically the take and attacks like it's nothing. All objectives are training is actually this way and simply that fast. He's one of the fastest military out there. He matches Iron Fist, Spider-Man,
Morning fresh light!
all the bullets around there, fire, light-based attacks. Basically, Captain America's what's big here is awesome. rescind martial arts of command, and stop them. Started mastering him fighting styles from the universe. He's a one-man fight, able to take out by himself as consistently matched up with best fighters in the world. Paired up with Black Panther, Iron Fist, and Shang-Chi. Captain America is also an expert when it comes to machine. He knows it better than he knows himself. It is the perfect weapon for a soldier that can run away whenever he throws it. Regardless of physics or science, it's the combination of offense and defense in the fight. So, and Captain America, right? It was one. Did Jason Grayson the adopted son of Bruce Wayne and the original copy of Batman. However, instead of having a set out his own I think there's some and some training by Batman did continue to master martial arts. Joe was some of the best fighters in the world. Take them. Batman has said in the past that 19 is the master fighter. Robin has proven this. I mean, it felt desperate. Batman himself takes a nod into that family that is fine. Also equally one of the best martial artists in the planet. Having been trained under some of the best chefs, including Batman, Tiger, and Blake Sheep. Even Damien, who is not too far of a threat, still has to admit he's one of the greatest fighters ever lived. That Hood is skilled enough to be master and innovation of life. He's even admitted it that each not Batman and back relationship. Tim Drake as Red Robin, he's known as the brilliant fighter, trained in hand-to-hand combat under Batman himself. However, he's probably the most skilled of the Robin. A mature version of Tim would realize that he would never be on the same level as Bruce, or Jason, or Damien. On the other hand, though, Robin is maybe one of the best fighters in the bunch. Son of Batman and Colonial, great Batman and of assassins. In fact, Damien still has said in the past that he knows just as many martial arts as Batman, and he can use them all effectively. Now, this is slightly an overstatement on Robin's part. Damien isn't quite that, but still ridiculous skill. You'll see insurance. That's going to be I think I'm going to say that Captain America could be one of them individually. I think he'd be the only one that would really even impress Steve. Because Cap is genuinely just that good. There's a reason why he's consistently been compared to Batman in pretty much every Marvel DC crossover. They've fought for a whole day straight, and Bruce said that Steve probably should have won. So yeah, he's that guy. Like, I don't think anyone is going to argue that Tim Drake is going to do anything to Steve. Damien